to do that.
Yeah,
That's what
used to be his office.
You came in from
That side, yeah. Didn't have that double volume.
No, exactly, yeah.
And right up until the end, he used to listen in on the two-way radio.
Really?
Yeah, I said, Dad, I can take it, you don't need it. He said, no, you want it.
Let's try.
Okay.
So Gary, a milestone, if ever there was one, 100 years. If you have to take us back to the beginning, where did Atlas's journey start?
Well, that's quite a story. It all started back in 1923, and our family ran a humble dry cleaning business. My great-grandfather sent my grandfather to Port Elizabeth from East London, where the business originally started prior to 1923. And that laid the foundation which would eventually become the Atlas Group. It was a very small operation then, but their dedication was immense. I remember as a child coming to work with my dad on a Saturday in these very offices and bring my skateboard along and skating in and amongst the machinery. Then we were primarily a laundry and a dry cleaning operation. I went on to study at the then University of Port Elizabeth, and during my holidays I used to help out in the dry cleaning and carpet cleaning divisions. The costs of laundry and dry cleaning were running away with us. Port Elizabeth was a very depressed city in the mid to early 80s, and we found that the capital investment needed to upgrade plant and machinery was just out of our reach. And we started delving into other opportunities, and this opportunity in home security came up, which we took with both hands. My father gave me full control of the business while he was still running the laundry and dry cleaning division. I happened to be in Cape Town for a vacation, one of the few I was able to have in those days. And Mike and I decided that maybe it was a good idea if he moved back to Port Elizabeth.
We lived opposite each other. Of course, you're going to bump into each other. And we were friends from basically about 4 years old, since I can remember. We never went to the same school, which made it even better in a way, because we were proper friends, not forced to be friends, but we chose to be friends. Then they moved to Warmer. I stayed in Linkside, and Gary used to take the arduous path through the valley, come and visit and that. So we always just remained friends, and good friends, maybe actually best friends. And it just sort of fell into the right timing. I'd given up my diving. I was finishing off diving. I had a concrete business down there, and it was easy for me to give it up and come back to PE, which I did. All right. And if you think diving was exciting, this was much more fun.
At that time, we most probably had 15 to 20 people involved in the business. But when Mike came on board in the early 90s, things developed very quickly. The need for reaction services was introduced, and we acquired the operations of a small fledgling business called Sharp Security with some 60 clients, which was our first foray into the armed response or monitoring part of our business. And it just grew from there. By the time the police had opted not to respond to alarms, we had developed a fully fledged armed response unit.
My journey started with Atlas in 1996 when I was the commander of 10111 in Port Elizabeth. At that stage, the South African Police Service were attending to all burglar alarms. Just imagine the control room, they had printers in there, and every single alarm that went off in the control room, and the police responded. We couldn't handle it anymore, and then I wrote to the National Commissioner And lo and behold, in 1996, the decision was then taken by the National Commissioner to stop monitoring burglar alarms, and each alarm company then had to do their own monitoring. And that then gave rise to Atlas's armed response.
And it was an easy journey because we filled the gap in the market where nobody else was able to. And it was fun, all right? It was a lot of hard work. I mean, 12 o'clock at night and 10 o'clock. And we didn't have a full armed response team in those days, so we used to get up in the middle of the night and do the response and even go to sleep with the radios on, you know? So you'd wake up in the morning and you knew exactly what had happened, even though you weren't really awake. And then from those beginnings, I thought, well, I'm never going to ever get a good night's sleep. And it grew and grew and grew. And it's grown to what we have today.
As the business has grown, we've divisionalized the business quite considerably. Armed response and monitoring is controlled by our operations division. We have a huge technical department, accounting and software divisions, marketing and sales, each headed up by able managers. A big transition from those early days.
I mean, we run a control room today that is world class. And I say that because I've been to different control rooms countrywide and overseas, and we really do run a top class act. And it's not show, it's real. And we deal with incidents every single day where in Europe, a lot of false alarms and nothing really happens. But in South Africa, we definitely do, we're on the cutting edge really of what's going on.
The heart of Atlas is its people. Everybody knows the role they have to play and the service levels they have to give back to the community with. It's an integral part of our DNA. It's what makes us who we are. If we can protect somebody, if we can prevent a loss of life or property, that's what makes us come to work every single day.
Hi, I'm Monty Montgomery, been with Atlas for 25 years. Still one of those that had the privilege of being interviewed by Gary Shevitz, plus his father, Mr. Eddie Shevitz. And yeah, that's how we started. The family that has run Atlas is uncomparable. I've also, looked around. In the 25 years I've been here, I've also seen the corporates on the other side, the private business. I've never witnessed this family commitment. They were there for everybody, no matter what they needed. The family was always there. It was very important for me naturally to be part of this 100 years, and I can only do nothing else but congratulate the directors, the owners, everyone that played a role in to get us where we are today. Very important milestone from myself as well, just to be part of this. Maybe now I can think of going to my grandchildren, but I really salute the directors for their commitment, for their dedication, and for everything they've done for me and everyone in the family. I can only say well done.
My name is Patrick Nyamane. I started working at Atlas, it was 2007. Called Mr. Shevitz and took a taxi, and I was dropped off by a taxi in Pell Street, which is here in Coston. And then Mr. Gary Shevitz called Bravo 1, then Monty Montgomery, to pick me up. He was still driving the big Colt Bakkie, Atlas Bakkie. He fetched me up there. Then I came to the interview and I met up Mr. George Scott then and Mark Vempany. And then we went into the interview, and then about 35 minutes later, Mr. Shevitz looked for me to find out how did the interview go, and I gave him the results. That was my start at Atlas Security System. I started as an assistant, and I had no license at the time. And I used to call my hours a graveyard shift, where I would leave my house at 5:30 to get to work. Time to get back home, it was never promised that it would be at what time exactly, because we knew at that time we will only go home when the customers are sorted and they are happy. 100 years, that's a milestone. That's a good innings. Having said that, one would say Atlas is not easy. There's geen koek en tee in Afrikaans hier. Jy moet werk. And yes, this is a century, 100 years. I'm grateful, and we often use the word thank you. But that word, I think it's been used over and over until it lost its meaning. Atlas is the tallest tree. And like I always say, the tallest tree will get the most wind. But we are still here, 100 years later. And I can tell you, we're still going.
My name is Billy Tom, President of Isuzu Motors South Africa. We are a Gqeberha-based automotive company. We manufacture and distribute commercial vehicles as well as light commercial vehicles. I think now, as they celebrate 100 years, firstly, to be in existence for 100 years says a lot about you. It says, you've conducted business in a good manner, because a lot of companies fold after 10 years, but here we are celebrating 100 years. And it talks to what we talk as Isuzu with you for the long run. Our partnership has been in existence for a long time because the vehicles we supply them are important for the nature of the job they do. And this partnership has worked very well because we share the same values, and we are also well invested in the metro. And I would like to take this opportunity to congratulate Gary as well as Mike plus the Atlas staff on a job well done. On a personal note, there is reciprocity. As much as they are my customer, I'm also a customer of theirs. I mean, I use their services. And I must tell you, I'm a proud client of them, and I will remain a proud client of them.
Hi there, I'm Marilyn DeFoss, the owner of Asset Insurance Brokers. We've been in business for 32 years. We have got a very good relationship working with Atlas Security. They guide our clients on risk assessments, because apart from giving advice on insurance products, the security aspect is also very important. So we make clients aware of clauses and warranties, and to make sure that their alarm systems are maintained and in working order, so that we do not have issues at claim stage. I think being a business owner myself, and it's challenging running a business, for us 32 years is a milestone, and I think a legacy of 100 years is just absolutely amazing. I just really want to congratulate Atlas and the family legacy on reaching this 100-year milestone. I think it's really amazing, and here is to your ongoing success in your business venture, and may your business continue to grow and prosper for many years to come.
Hi, I'm Mike Hull, the CEO of the Echo Foundation. We have been an Atlas client for the last 30 so years, ever since the foundation was formed in 1991. Echo takes the security of its residents extremely seriously, and looking at the partnerships that would be available to us, Atlas meets all the requirements and more so than what we require. And so they form an integral part of a partnership with us in ensuring the safety of our residents. And working with them is a pleasure. We have access to their senior management team in need, and any issues that we come across and have problems with, like in any business, we can have a sit down at a table and actually resolve all those things and the challenges that we face. And they work with us as a partnership in solving and looking after our residents. So I'd just like to congratulate Atlas on reaching 100 years. That is something that they can be extremely proud of. There are not many companies in South Africa that can claim that track record, and we'd like just to wish them well for the next 100 years, and all the best.
Hello, my name is Ravi Khanna. I am VP for Risco. Risco is a company based in Israel. We are engaged in the development and the manufacturing of security systems. First, I would like to congratulate Atlas Security on their Centenary year, which is a monumental achievement, I believe. To run a business so successfully and with a great reputation amongst your customers, I believe it's remarkable. It's not easy. Not many companies are able to do this for such a long span of time. Besides the business level cooperation, also I would like to mention another aspect. That is the relationship between Atlas management, the Atlas team, and the Risco management and the Risco team. It's been a great partnership, for sure, a great cooperation, but it's also been terrific friendship. We cooperate, we talk, we coordinate very closely on many matters, and I am sure that all these factors augur very well for our partnership going forward. So I would like to end this video again by saying thank you to the Atlas management and the Atlas team for your friendship, for the cooperation, and we look forward to many years of good business together with you.
Hi everyone, my name is Michelle Brown. So I have my own PR company, Brown's PR. Whenever I start working or start a journey with a new corporate client, I have to ensure that there's a fit. And what does a fit mean? A fit means that my business principles and business ethics need to align with theirs, and then we continue the journey. And that is one of the reasons why I have worked with Atlas Security in my PR capacity for several years. So they listen to what I suggest and recommend, they think about it, they discuss it, and then they come back to me and they say either yes, we'll go with your suggestion, or no, we won't. But at the end of the day, in essence, there's a mutual respect. They've been going for 100 years, not always as a security company. My grandparents knew his grandparents, and that's when they had Atlas Laundromat. And so then it became Atlas Security. And so I really want to say a huge and hearty congratulations. I also want to say how proud I am that my family and the Shevitz family go back a long way. Not 100 years, by the way, but go back a long way. And I want to say to every single person that works at Atlas, thank you so much for working every single day so hard to ensure that our world is safe in your hands.
Well, it started as a dry cleaner, and now we keep the streets clean, all right? So we're still cleaning, all right? Next 100 years. If you asked a person 100 years ago, where would the world be today? They couldn't have imagined. And even in my 60 years, what was science fiction is already happening in our lives. I think the world's going to be a very different place. I think we will be here, or not me. Our children, hopefully, or children's children will be here. But we'll see where that goes.
The first call sign was given to my father, Alpha One. And many people who are part of Atlas still remember him with that label. I hope that he's looking down on us and he'd be proud of what we achieved. I want to take a moment to reflect on the legacy my father left behind. His unwavering dedication to building something meaningful, something that could provide safety and security in our community, has been the guiding light of my life. I'm forever grateful for the foundation he laid and the values that he instilled in me. As I look towards the future, I can only hope that this legacy can be carried forward, not just by me, but by my sons as well, This isn't just a business, it's a testament to the enduring power of family and community. Thank you from the bottom of my heart to all those who have been a part of this incredible journey. And here's to the next 100 years of protecting, serving, and uplifting our community.